Okay, good morning everyone. I wanted to quick go through our nice exam worksheet. So next week we will be having our semester 1 exam. I will also be sending out today a link for you guys to sign up to GoGuardian again. Because of the switch of teachers, I can no longer access the one that you guys had joined. Once you join, that way I can have it running for the exam to make sure it is valid and a functional exam. If for some reason you're like, hey, I'm not going to download this, then you can come into school and take the exam. Those are kind of our two options that we're going to have to do. Here, though, for the Revolutionary War and U.S. Constitution exam worksheet, I created and put together a worksheet that has pretty much everything that you will need to know for the exam. So while GoGuardian's running, obviously you're not going to be able to do like Google or shouldn't Google exam answers, but what you can do is use the information that you have on your review worksheet that'll be open and accessible for you. So all of this is great. There's multiple sections. The first one is key vocabulary and events. So for events, you can just tell me, who, what, where, when, and why. Brief, you don't need to have a whole paragraph from Google. Instead, you can say, the Boston Tea Party, who did it involve? It was the Sons of Liberty. What did they do? They tossed tea into the Boston harbor in protest of British taxes. You don't have to get so much into detail. And a lot of people got concerned, like, oh my gosh, it's going to take forever. You don't have to put in the entire Wikipedia article. Don't do it. Further down, you get into more just vocabulary. Quick sentence. So, federalism is essentially the split of government between state and national. So having both a state and national government done. And so those are all there. Here, right, quick reminder of the 3 branches. What are the 3 branches? Who works in each one? The Supreme Court, the President, and Congress. And what is their job? Do they make laws, interpret laws, or enforce the laws? Checks and balances, once again just saying who has power over the other, so which branch can veto a law passed by Congress, and so on and so forth. Bill of Rights, matching, you can use your own research and wonderful PowerPoints that you guys put together, or if you're like, hey, I'm going to use the one that we went over together as a class. That's fine too. And then the last page are open-ended questions, short answers. These 5 questions, and some of them have multiple sections, but these 5 questions are going to be, I will choose from these 5 when I create the test. So these will be the ones that I select from. So if you make sure to go into detail and have these prepared for the test, you will do fine. So knowing stuff that is on here and having this ready to use on the exam is a great resource. Simply Googling during the exam, while not allowed, will also possibly get you the wrong answers because Google gets a little bit too detailed. So going through and just making sure you have an understanding of those, the separation of powers, checks and balances, our Bill of Rights, and the free response questions will help quite a bit. I am also going to set up probably a meeting later this week for those that have questions or want to make sure that I check over the review packet, make sure it's correct. I'll let you know when I set a time for that. In the meantime, though, if there are any questions, or you're like, hey, I'm not sure, you can submit the review packet, send me an email, say, hey, I have questions on this, this, and this, did I get them right? And then I can say yes or no, and then I will unsubmit it. So if you submit it and I run through it and see that it's not quite correct, I will let you know. So don't worry too much about that. We will be working on this pretty much up until exams. So this is what we're going to have up until exams. So next week, Wednesday, working on completing this. We'll have some review games, opportunities, but this will be one of the more helpful tools for you for the exam. And then a quick reminder that if you are struggling in the class and you aren't quite passing, there is still an opportunity. If you pass the exam with a 77, you will not have to redo or repeat semester 1. And I am also still accepting late work until Friday, the end of the day, Friday. So if you have questions, concerns about your grades, message me. We'll figure out a game plan to make sure you pass and do well on our exam. I would like to see all of you guys pass and move on to semester 2. But if you think that might be message me and I will make sure to get with you. Perfect. Once again, any questions, holler. I hope you guys had a great day, and I will talk to you guys later in the week.